and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. First, let me apologize. I have missed the last couple of weeks. It's been a little crazy. I was sick, and then unfortunately, my dog passed away. So I just wasn't myself and wasn't feeling so well. And it just happened that, kind of as I was coming out of all of that, a friend of mine had suggested months ago that we gather all of our friends that we haven't been together for a long time. And it just happened to fall at a perfect timing to get together with a bunch of girlfriends that I hadn't seen in a while and just hang out and laugh and cry and all that good stuff for the weekend. And I thought, that's something we could talk about here on Wellness Wednesday. And as I was kind of looking up some stuff, the National Institute of Health has 6 strategies for improving your social health. And social health is very important to our overall wellness. And many of us during COVID, as that's been kind of around for the last couple of years and the numbers go up and down and we want to be cautious, we tend to stay home and sometimes maybe cut ourselves off a little bit too much. But especially if you have family around, there's some great ways that you can be social, but you can also be social online. It's not quite the same, but it can still give you some connection. But there were some other ideas that they had. There are 6 strategies. The first one is make connections. And a few ways that you can make connections are to join a group. And again, whether it's an exercise group, maybe it's a gardening group or a hiking group, maybe it's a group that meets online. Maybe you have a certain hobby that you do, but there are little classes or different things that you could do through Zoom that would still connect you to other people if you're not quite ready to be out in a group like that. So you can travel, take classes. Maybe you just help out with a garden somewhere, or you look for different ways to volunteer. And sometimes those volunteer opportunities, again, are things that you can kind of do as a group online. So make connections. The second one is take care of yourself while caring for others. Now, of course, we have a book, Caring for the Caregiver, in our Bag It Bag because we know it's very important that, especially if you're taking care of others, you need to take some time to care for yourself. If we are constantly pouring out into other people and we don't get anything to fill ourselves up, we're just going to end up empty and not be able to keep going. So some of the suggestions they have, one of them is as simple as, make a list so that you have things broken down and you're not always panicking about what needs to be done. But also take breaks. Kind of go back to that visit with people, talk to people when you need some help. Keep your hobbies, join a support group. If you're caring for someone with cancer, find a support group for those who are caregivers. Another one is get active together. Sometimes we struggle with being active by ourselves, so being active with somebody else, and maybe that's just going for a walk around the block with a neighbor or a family member, just something that you're specifically trying to be active together. Joining a workout group, because then they'll wonder where you were the next week if you miss out. So that can be another way. Another suggestion they have is bond with your kids. And this can look like all sorts of different things. It's having your meals together, like specifically trying to schedule dinners that are family dinners, using kind words when you speak with each other, spending quality time, like making it specific that you spend time together, and with that also setting limits on mobile time so that they're not always just kind of in that virtual world and not connecting with you. So bonding with your kids. Another one was building healthy relationships. So this was one I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier. It was very nice to get together with some lifelong friends, share feelings, and get all those things out. Those, again, the tears and the laughter, all of them go together, and it was great. So they talk about sharing your feelings. Treat others as you want to be treated. That's a good way to build some healthy relationship. Every once in a while, we got to compromise. And also, it does discuss, again, this is coming from the National Institute of Health list. They talk about protect yourself from relationships that aren't healthy. If you have one in your life that's really causing you a lot of stress and damage, protect yourself. You don't have to spend time with them. But with that, building healthy relationships, make an effort. If it's been a while since you've talked to somebody, It doesn't always, again, have to be in person. Send that text, make that phone call. And sometimes I think we get so digital in sending texts and messages that we forget what it's like to have an actual conversation on the phone. I know I'm guilty of that. I always swear it's because I talked on the phone so much as a teenager, like I can't stand it now. But often when I get on the phone, I really enjoy that conversation and having those few moments of like real interaction and knowing what they mean, instead of just getting the all caps and freaking out that they're angry. So build those healthy relationships. And the last one is shape your family's healthy habits. So be a role model. If you want your family to be active too. And again, go back to that kind of, getting active with others. Ask them to go on the walk with you. Find some things that you love to do together. I like this suggestion, make the healthy choices easy. So, if you're working on wanting to have healthy habits in your family and eating, make sure you don't have those snacks that are high in fat and high in calories readily available. Have healthy ones available to you and at your fingertips that are easy to get into. And the last thing they talked about was focusing on the fun. I mean, when you're shaping those healthy habits, don't make it about trying to lose weight or, we must do this or anything. It's just like we're going to have fun by doing something together. And if that means cooking a healthy meal together or being active together, it shapes that all into a way that's fun. And the nice thing is maybe you don't have a bunch of family at your house with you, but that can be how you shape your family outside of your home or your friendships. All of your relationships can kind of be built on that, ways to have fun. But going back to be authentic and also be able to share your feelings. So all sorts of good stuff in there. You can always look that up online if you just Google the National Institute of Health Strategies for Improving Your Social Health. So anyway, make an effort this week. Do something this week that focuses on your social health because, as I mentioned, definitely it affects our overall wellness and can make us feel so much better. All right, I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and we will see you next week.